third hearing. I'm not sure what's going on, why we can't get it together. So it's one second, I'm trying to pin you. There we go. So probation has indicated that well, you were here on the 6th day of October 2022 for driving under the influence. You were sentenced to 12 months probation. You have 6 days remaining on probation. Your sentence was not told. Says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You tested positive for alcohol and marijuana. You failed to complete an alcohol and drug test. Failed to complete an alcohol and drug evaluation. You failed to provide proof of completing a risk reduction order, risk reduction course as ordered. You failed to complete 40 hours of community service. You failed to do anything, Ms. Little. Well, what's going on?
Your Honor, if I may, I think the confusion, at least with this last bout of probation, was that Ms. Little thought that she had
No, Miss Hahn, Miss Little and I have had conversations before. She stood before me. This is her third time.
Buckle up, guys. Today, we're diving straight into a courtroom moment where the judge wastes no time setting the tone. We've seen frustration before, but not like this. As the hearing kicks off, the judge lays into a defendant who's shown up again and again. And again, 3 hearings in, and the excuses don't fly anymore. Her tone, cutting, her words, unmistakably clear. This isn't just a court proceeding, it's the beginning of a public reckoning. Stay tuned.
I can't be that dumb, or she can't be that dumb, because I know I speak well enough so that people understand me. I don't even put legalese in it. I break it down so people know exactly what I'm saying. Miss Little has decided she doesn't want to hear what I'm saying, or she doesn't want to understand, because the alcohol is too good to her and the drugs are too good to her. So unfortunately, I only have 6 days for you to stay in jail.
And my thought is that she served 6 days already since she's been in.
That's if I decide she served 6 days.
I understand, Your Honor.
Because Miss Little is just playing with me at this point. Didn't her daddy come in with her the last time?
Yes, Your Honor.
See, so I remember. I know Miss Little is just playing with me at this point. She got all the good heart, but she can't get my stuff done.
The only thing that I didn't do was the classes. And when I went to see the probation officer, she told me that even if I couldn't finish them by December, I still had to take them because I didn't have a job to pay the $400 or the full $400 to do the courses. But when I was in here last time, my dad had brought the receipt from my evaluation, and he told him to take it to probation services. And I did the 40 hours the first time that I had came.
Where's the proof, ma'am? You didn't prove it. You don't have it. You didn't do it. It's not just do it. It's do it and show proof to probation.
Your Honor, she indicated to me that the person that she did the community service with had told her that she was sending it over, but she understands that she should have followed up to make sure that they received it.
All right, guys, this is where the cracks really begin to show. The judge calls her out for failing to do nearly everything she was ordered to. And when the defendant finally speaks, it's a hailstorm of excuses. Money, miscommunication, confusion. But the judge isn't having it. She wants proof, not stories. It's intense, it's uncomfortable, and it's exactly what happens when the system's patience runs out. You can feel the disappointment simmering here.
Or perhaps not herself.
Hold on, Miss Hunt. Miss Little, how old are you?
24.
Miss Little, you about to mess your whole life up. I'm just saying, because first of all, you can't stay away from alcohol and drugs, which means you have a problem. Second of all, you have a problem of willfulness, because you just gonna decide what you gonna do. You're not gonna listen to me. And I know I speak clearly because, like I said, I don't use a whole lot of legalese, and I tell you point blank period what I want you to do, as the young people say. But you brought your daddy in here and he cried on your behalf last time, and oh, you know, help her. But you're gonna have to help yourself, because you're going to end up back before me. And if it's not me, it's going to be another state court judge. And let me explain to you, I'm the nicest one out there. I meet with all the judges twice a year. We have a conference. And when we start talking about sentencing for things like DUI and messing up, I say, okay, well, I expect somebody to mess up if they have an alcohol problem. So they're going to be back here. So I'm going to try and work with them. You know what my colleagues say? They say 6 months off the bat. You mess up on probation, that's 6 months in jail. They don't care about your daddy coming. They don't care about you crying. They don't care that you're 24. They don't care about any of that. You mess up, 6 months. And that's overall everywhere you go. I am the nicest one. Down the hall, they probably going to give you 6 months if you mess up on probation. I'm the nicest one. And you have messed up with me and tried to play me 3 times. This whole, I didn't understand. I thought we were this. I thought, no, ma'am. No. I put it in writing. It's in writing. So if you didn't understand, it was in writing.
Here's where it hits hard. The judge flips from frustrated to brutally honest, delivering a wake-up call no one wants, but everyone needs to hear. You're about to mess your whole life up. That line doesn't just land, it echoes. The courtroom is silent, and the judge starts painting a much darker picture of what'll happen if this defendant ends up in front of anyone else. No sugarcoating, no sympathy. Just a cold, sharp forecast of what's next if things don't change.
I do that every time I talk. I put it in writing. So if you won't read to understand and you won't ask questions to understand, that means you just want to do what you want to do. And so whatever the sentence is, she's going to spend these next 6 days in jail. What did y'all agree to?
For the balance to be revoked, Your Honor.
Yep, that's it. But I'm not giving credit for time served since lockup. She going to do 6 days.
Yes.
Don't feel bad for her, Ms. Hahn. This is her 3rd time. If she felt bad for herself, she would get it right.
I understand, Your Honor.
You feel worse for her than she does. She gambled and lost. She played me. This is the 3rd time trying to play me. No, ma'am. No. Because what I don't need is you continuing to think that you can get away with something.
So, Your Honor, I guess
She's going to serve 6 days and her case will naturally expire.
Okay.
But what, Ms. Hahn?
I was just wondering if today counts as the 1st day or tomorrow. But the other, Your Honor, would you be willing to do 5 days? So Ms. Little let me know that today was the day that, so I don't know if Your Honor remembers that part of the concern for her family was that her mother, she cares for her mom.
Yeah, she's a caretaker for her mother. But if that were the case, then she wouldn't be out drinking and doing marijuana because it would be more important for her to care for her mother.
I understand, Your Honor. I guess just the last part is that she was supposed to today have an appointment to see if she qualifies to be her mother's kidney donor.
Not with alcohol and marijuana in her system. Her mama don't need to be high. Is that kidney gonna be any good?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And here it is, the boiling point. The judge has had enough. She drops the hammer with 6 days in jail, no credit for time served. What really cuts deep is when she says, she played me. This, the 3rd time. The courtroom shifts. This isn't just about punishment tits. About being used, lied to, tested. You can hear the finality in her voice. The kindness is gone. The tone changes. It's a warning shot for anyone who thinks they can outplay the system.
Reschedule the appointment.
Okay.
They'll reschedule. But what the point I'm making to Miss Little is you can't help your mama if you can't help yourself. You keep trying to play me.
I'm not trying to play you, Herman.
Because I just don't understand how you feel like you didn't understand what I said. And it was in writing. Some people say if you want to hide knowledge from folk, put it in a book, put it in writing, because they sure as heck ain't gonna read.
I didn't get it in writing until the 30th.
Well,
Probation officer.
you could have asked for it. I'm unclear. Before I take this marijuana and this alcohol, let me see what the paper said. All right. So 6 days. I give her credit for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But Miss Little, let me tell you, ma'am. Every time you mess up in Clayton County, you're gonna come back to me. Let's not keep having these conversations, okay? We clear?
Sorry, Your Honor, I had accidentally pressed mute. You can say what you said.
Yes, ma'am. I haven't caught any other charges. This is the only time
This the one you keep messing up on. You should have been finished with this. You should have been walking out that door done. Everything complete. You've been here 3 times. You got to try to do that. And the reason I'm suggesting that you go to NA or AA, continue to do that, because as a caretaker, that's a hard job. That is a very hard job. If you're not dealing with it well, then it will be even harder. So you need to get ahead of that. You need to start talking to some people. Now, I don't know what your insurance situation is or what you can afford for as far as counseling, but you need to get ahead of what you're dealing with. And AA or NA, you got people you can talk to and people who can share their experiences and help you work through whatever it is you're going through.
yes, ma'am.
All right? Because I don't doubt you're going through stuff. You're just not dealing with it the right way.
All right, guys, this final part hits different. After all the heat, we get a glimpse of the judge's humanity when she learns the defendant was supposed to be tested to donate a kidney to her mom but can't because of alcohol and drugs. It becomes painfully clear. You can't help others if you can't help yourself. The judge offers real advice, not just sentencing. Counseling, support groups. This isn't just a courtroom anymore, it's a crossroads. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.